Um, my name is Clayton Earl Duncan, and as a little guy, I kind of hated that name, when I found out I was Indian. And I found out it's not a bad name. And so, but the Duncan name, it came from Round Valley, from the Yuki, Mountain Yuki people. My great-grandfather is Dixie Duncan from Covelo, the Mountain Yuki. My great-grandmother is Medora Duncan, and she's from Laytonville, the Kadu people. That's my dad's grandma and grandpa. And his dad's name is Richard Duncan. And so he's kind of like from Laytonville, Covelo, Round Valley, Yuki. And then my mom, she's here in Lake County, and her father is Maidu. So they call the Lake County people Como. And I kind of like, frown on the name Como, but we use that, I guess, now for legal purposes. When they say Como, more people know what a Como is than a Ayoyu or a Paleha now, or as you come. They think maybe that's a tribe, but it's a village. Villages. We had village names around here, and then we call Hinto, and that is a kind of a given name also from the Spanish, but it means our kind of people, or like Indian people, or brown people, or something like that. But anyway, I grew up on the old res, Robinson Rancheria, and I asked people about old Robinson Rancheria on Highway 29. If you grew up there, where is the apple tree my great-grandfather, Solomon Moore, planted? Where is it at? Because every year during apple picking time, man, all the kids would take turns to go up there and sit in the tree and eat those apples, man. They were good. And my great-grandfather, Solomon Moore, he is from the Shecum area, right? This area from all the way to Lucerne was the Shecum people. And this was where his mother was from. And his father, but him and Lucy, my great-grandmother, his wife, she was the Denoha village. And that's Old Robinson, where Old Robinson was. Anyway, I grew up there. And I remember, all the people at the time who was there. I remember, the kids that I played with and the elders, that walked around there. And they had a church that we went to every Sunday. I was going to this church, till I forgot how old, 7 or 8 or whatever. Then all of a sudden, I start seeing Budweiser and Bergie, and I mean, it's from the Bible to beer, something like that. But anyway, that was Indian life then. Indian people, they just kind of looked at the white people and said, oh, okay, that's how we gotta live, huh? And this is what we gotta do. They watched them and what they done. I heard a story from Steve Knight saying that, about how when they were taking all the Indians up to Covelo, they had them all corralled up, but every night these soldiers would go get a different woman, get a different woman, get a different woman, these young girls, and they would go have sex with them and bring them back. These Indian brothers were seeing that. Go, hey man, I thought we were supposed to be with one woman all our life, Gosh, look what those guys are doing, man. They got a couple, 2, 3 women, and gee, I think we can do that too, he said. So when we went home, he goes, we threw away our old wives and we got new ones, he said. I got the story, Steve Knight from Hopland, or Shecum, from Shokajao. I think that's Yokeo. But all these old stories now are coming out. And they're connecting us, real native people, to this land, to our DNA. This is our DNA. This is who we are. And right now we got people in tribal positions that call themselves council members and leaders, and they lost this connection. And when you lose that connection to the earth, when you disrespect your DNA, when you disrespect everything that the Creator and the creation offered you and your family all these thousands and thousands of years, one day that energy that you put out there like that is going to come back on you and your family and your grandkids. I seen that happen to Kathy Thaxton and what she did to us over there. At first she was a nice lady, and then pretty soon she turned into an evil woman, man. She hated us. She wanted to shoot me. And she had 2 sons, and they took our bingo over, and we had to get it back. We protested, and there was all kind of trouble there. And finally, I have a cousin that he broke the window, went in, and after that incident, she couldn't do it anymore, so they gave it up, and we got our bingo hall back. And the thing of it is, that tribal council that was in there, they wouldn't touch it. They left it alone. It was me and Doug went out there and protested and, got this thing going, And then these guys went up and started a casino up on top of the hill in our tribal center. They didn't even bother the casino that we built. They didn't even fight for it or nothing. And they were tribal board members. Me and Doug was just tribal members, and we went out there and started protesting. And Leland was part of the group. And in a way, we got it back because of what we done. And then after we got it back, what the board do? They moved down to the casino and kind of left me out on the porch again, after I fought for it and everything. And so that's how I feel in my heart what happened. I was part of the tribe when we first built it, me and Bernadine Tripp. She is being disrespected. It's like Bernadine, some people say she's not the best person in the world or whatever. She's my first cousin. She was the spearhead that got those 41 homes built, got those roads in there, got the lights, got the electricity going, and the water. She did all of that. Of course, with help, her board. I was part of the board. I was the vice chair. And with other family members. I knew what happened. I knew all the meetings that we went to. I know all of that happened during that infrastructure time. And then in the 90s, 89, it all changed. And now we got a tribal government in there that is really don't care about Indian people. They don't care about the plight of the forgiveness that our grandmas and grandpas are trying to tell us through the spirits. I got a great grandma that lived through a Holocaust. They call it Bloody Island here in Lake County. She lived through that Holocaust. She got up every morning and prayed. She says, she knew of the Flint Man. And the Flint Man says, these strange people are going to come here and they're going to hurt you and they're going to abuse you. They're going to do all these bad things to you. But don't fight back. Have your faith. Keep your faith. Be good to them. And so the Indian people didn't fight back. The only white people or Caucasian people or European American people that I know on record that was killed by our people was Andrew Kelsey and Charles Stone. And that's a whole another story, but our people for the last, we'll say almost 200 years has been through so much turmoil. And now America taught our people to do it to themselves. Termination, that's what the government wanted. They didn't want to give the Indians any more than what they gave them. But America, you stole everything. Some people say, well, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Of course it wasn't you. You wasn't back then. But just think, if I went in your house and stole your TV and went in your garage, stole your Lamborghini, your 52-inch TV, and just because I stole it, it's mine now. And I'm not going to give it back. It's mine. I took over your whole house. Matter of fact, I took over your whole house, and the people I didn't kill in your family, I put them in a closet. That's their home for now. And they're going to ask me for water, and they're going to ask me for food. That's how it feels to be an Indian on a reservation. We are free-spirited people. We need hundreds of thousands of acres. When we talk about freedom, liberty, and justice, and our culture, our religion, our everything wasn't respected. And now they taught our people how to disrespect our culture, our tradition, our medicine, our dances. Some of these people that call themselves tribal leaders, I don't see them out there dancing. I don't see them out there singing. I don't see them even organizing anything to make it happen. So we can have, you know, that medicine back, that balance back. The songs were a gift. The language was a gift. The dancing was a gift. All of these were gifts from Waharika. And if we don't show Waharika that we appreciate the gifts, you know, he's going to have no respect for us. And America, you did that back in Great Britain and all those places you left to come over here. You left your great-great-grandfathers and grandmothers in the ground over there, your family, and just came over here and took somebody else's house. And you call yourself free, just, and liberated, and left, what, 2-3% of the people that was here. That's all that's left now, and that's who we are. We're the survivors, descendants of the survivors. And we got to try to fix what's all fucked up. Excuse my language. Maybe you want to cut that.